Hey folks, this is your host, the one, the only, Thrifty Gamer 83 here, just bringing you a quick little video on really how much I miss games like Medal of Honor Frontline, which had a functioning enemy artificial intelligence and actively worked to seek out your character and take them out. Instead of having an automatic regenerating health system, you had to find canteens or health packs. I miss that about games like Medal of Honor. I miss the fact that you had to have some level of knowledge to actively avoid the enemy AI and make sure that at a moment's notice you could take out an enemy in question. But the enemies in Medal of Honor Frontline are really crafty, and they use, it could be described as rudimentary tactics, but they do use them to encircle and try and cut you off from any feasible means of support. While games like Call of Duty brought some of that to life and have expanded upon it, to me, Medal of Honor, just Frontline alone, had that perfect, tangible grasp of using the tactics and the enemies using their environment to slowly take away from your health, and you really had to find those health packs. Even on the easiest difficulties, Frontline is just one of those games that you can have a problem even getting up and storming the beach. And that's what gaming is meant to be. It is hard, it is difficult, and at times it can leave you wondering, how do I get past this, or how do I get past that? In fact, I think what Medal of Honor does best is it implements a system that a lot of us gamers have forgotten about. There's no autosave points, and there's no checkpoints to make sure that we've really hit on how to get around enemies. I don't disagree with having autosave or having checkpoints, but when you have them every 4 or 5 minutes, it's just rational to remember what it was like gearing up for a boss or saving grenades and saving various explosives in games to make sure that you had them for the next battle, the next boss, and or what you would do if the enemy had indeed found a way to encircle around you. Medal of Honor Frontline is a pure stream in terms of first-person shooters. The shooting is crisp, responsive, and if you miss the shot, I know you're watching me probably missing dozens of shots. I have no one to blame but myself, really. And I miss that about gaming, where it is just you. You have no secret weapons. You have no bullets which will track down enemies. It's just you and them. And Medal of Honor really found a way to deliver on a platform of finding enemy Nazis and taking them out before they had a chance to take you out. And as I said before, the first level alone is sometimes enough to make enemies. Yeah, it makes your enemies definitely feel like a massive uphill climb. Later on, though, the game gets a little bit easier, but at the start of the game, you're storming the beach, and you better be prepared to take out the enemies, or else you're not really going to make it in the game. You have to think and conserve ammunition in the beginning, the first level of the game alone, because once you breach the bunker and go inside, you have to make sure that you actually have enough ammunition. And I've done it before where I've only had enough ammunition with the .45 pistol. That right there says something about the harshness of a game like Medal of Honor Frontline. It says something about how we've been spoiled with gaming difficulties. I know I've done a video on gaming difficulty in the past, but really, Medal of Honor Frontline is a game which is a classic World War II shooter, and in fact it's a game that actually makes you miss the environments of a World War II shooter, of being tactical and conserving ammunition and not having just an automatic refillable health or armor system. And we take that for granted nowadays, and we really shouldn't do that, because a game like Medal of Honor Frontline, once we play it after we've played, say, Halo 1 or Call of Duty 3, and we forget about what it was like trying to just struggle around for canteen or praying we had enough ammunition for the next level, or to take out a tank, we become really thankful to conserve grenades, to conserve ammunition, to make sure we have enough. And nowadays, it's just games hand you ammunition. They hand you this, they hand you that. They give everything to you, including little bits of hacks with DLC mods, and it really takes away from classic gaming like Medal of Honor Frontline. It really is, to me, one of my favorite games of all time. Frontline will always be, no matter what the console it is on. Specifically, I like the GameCube version, but as well the PlayStation 2 and Xbox versions actually suffice to me. I think I just like the GameCube controller more, because that was the first console in that generation of the PlayStation 2 and Xbox that I had. So, really, to wrap it up, sum it up, Medal of Honor Frontline, exceedingly brutal and difficult the first level. It kind of lightens up a little bit in the second level, so you get more acclimated. And as well, you get to work with a squad-based AI system which doesn't shoot itself in the foot. Alright, folks, rant, rave, love, hate, click that subscribe